We teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much. You should aim to be successful, but not too successful, otherwise you will threaten the man. Because I am female, I'm expected to aspire to marriage. I'm expected to make my life choices, always keeping in mind that marriage is the most important. Now, marriage can be a good thing. It can be a source of joy and love and mutual support. But why do we teach girls to aspire to marriage and we don't teach boys the same? We raise girls to see each other as competitors, not for jobs or for accomplishments, which I think can be a good thing, but for the attention of men. We teach girls that they cannot be sexual beings in the way that boys are. Feminist, a person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
In recent years, many women in the media have stood up as supporters of the feminist movement, one of the biggest being the Queen Bee herself, Beyonce. With millions of fans, her platform couldn't have been greater. As a leader in the female music industry, a mother, and a wife, Beyonce provided a background of experience that she could use to reach out to women and make herself more relatable. She helped change feminism from burning bras to burning past for true equality. Her self-entitled album, Beyonce, was no subtle attempt at advocacy. In her song Flawless, featuring Chimamanda, Beyonce breaks down what it means to be a modern-day feminist, mother, and wife. To split her song in two parts is a speech about feminist equality that has inspired rallies, dancers, and the like to fight for equality. Similarly, in many of Bey's music videos, both old and new, she fights female ideals and takes control of herself. In Check On It, her various pink sexual wardrobe changes show how both what men want can also be what women want, and how women can express their own sexuality in as many ways as they choose, for it is their choice after all. Beyonce is not against using the color pink or sexualizing herself, because she is the commander of her own sexuality and choices, and refuses to stay in the box of social norms unless she chooses to do so. Pink may be a quote-unquote girl's color, but in this instance it is standing as Beyonce's color, just as it could have been blue, yellow, or black. Similarly, her song Blow teaches women that sexual pleasure should be a two-way street, and that sex should not be all about the man, for women also deserve these basic desires. Pretty Hurts teaches us that it is a self-destructive means to obsess over one's own looks rather than accepting what God has given you as your own perfection. The song Mine speaks to the fact that motherhood and relationships are difficult, even for celebrities like Beyonce. And many more of her songs have strong feminist ideals embedded into them, whether in plain sight or overshadow. They also show how Beyonce is a human who has faced difficulties in her life as a woman in the spotlight, just as many everyday women have faced. In general, Beyonce's message is simple. The message is that of feminism being more than women fighting men, but instead that just as men choose their own lives, women should be allowed to do the same. Beyonce made her grandest statement while accepting the MTV Video Vanguard Award. In her performance, Bey did a mashup of all of her new and prominent songs, the most memorable of these being Flawless, due to her use of breaking norms. It began with the simple speech that I played earlier, with her dancers fitting the mold of quote-unquote what women should be on a conveyor belt. Beyonce follows this up by standing in her signature pose front and center of the stage, with feminism in all capitals and flashy lights behind her. This was truly a turning point in modern-day feminism. Beyonce chose to make such a big deal out of the issue because she feels as though the platform I mentioned earlier in the presentation has given her the greatest gift. Beyonce knows, ethically and morally, that she can make a change in the world that is much needed. Not only will she do this for her own daughter and for herself, but also for all of the mothers, daughters, aunts, and women around the world in need of a voice. Beyonce has shown women how to be equal all by themselves, an important message for women around the globe. Thank you.